We got Donald Trump speaking to economics, man. He talking today. He talking right now. Must listen. Donald Trump is speaking about economics and inflation. So listen up.
Beautiful state with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots. Before we begin, I want to just repeat something that just came out over the wires. It's big stuff by the patriots of immigration and customs enforcement. You know what that is? That's ICE. These are tough guys. They're almost as tough as you. You guys, look at this guy. Not quite. No, these are tough people. They love our country, but you need them. But for the first time ever, we have specific numbers that were just released. And it's about the people that crossed the border illegally under Kamala Harris. That she's even, look, that she's even...
Well, here they talk about the economics, man.
Ridiculous, okay? That's not a president. That's not a president. She went to the border today because she wanted to see if she could. She's getting killed on the border. That she went to the border. This was a bad day because somebody just released the numbers that came out through ICE. According to
very
this
important information being talked about.
Seen before.
Of course, he's gonna rant a little bit about. He's gonna rant a little bit about Kamala Harris. This is my reaction video.
These are convicted murders. These are people that were
my reaction video to Trump speaking, and I think it's Michigan. My reaction video.
I said, if they open the border, because I know the people on the other side, and they're smart, savvy people, you know, they're at the top of their game. Our leaders are not at the top of their game at all. They never were, actually.
This is my reaction video.
These are smart people. And these are
gotta pay attention to what's being said. We got about 34, 35 days left.
Convicted murderers have been let out of jail and they're roaming our streets.
Trump could possibly win this presidency.
Every state is a border state.
Gotta start paying attention.
Every state, because they fly them in. Can you imagine? They fly them in. These people.
Of course, he's gonna rant a little bit.
I'm starting to think they're stupid.
But then he's gonna get down to the meat and potatoes.
So that's one. Well, and other numbers came out along with them. Over 13,000 convicted murders from jails in jail. And I told you they're releasing them to jails. And these fake people, these stupid people, they don't release them from jail. They do, Mike.
I'm moving around. I'm rolling.
You better elect him your senator, I tell you.
It's 2 o'clock out here in Houston. Out here just chilling.
As well as and these are specific numbers.
We got about 35 days left.
I don't want to round it out. I want the exact number. As well as 25.
Not even 35. November 5th. Might as well say we got 1 month left, bro. Before we figure out who the next president is going to be.
Because they don't want them in jail.
Donald Trump talking economics. Talking no tax on your overtime hours. You're supposed to be going into that right now. So hit the like button. Hit the like button.
In detention, meaning prison. Non-citizen.
If you like that overtime, no tax on your overtime hours, hit that like button.
The United States of America. With another 222,141 illegals.
I'm rolling right now, so please bear with me.
These are serious criminal charges for murder.
Make a U-turn, then turn left on Oakland Boulevard.
Drugs being sold all over the world where many people have been killed because those are the ones they put in jail. We don't do that over here. We give them a fine. You know, every drug dealer kills at least 500 people. Each drug dealer, him or her, kills 500 people. We do nothing about it. We find them. That's over 647,572 migrant criminals are in our country. It's a killing machine. It's a killing machine, and they're killing people all over our country. And Kamala said, remember, she said, oh, well, those people really don't kill like our criminals. No. These people make our criminals look like nice people. And I've been saying this from the beginning of the Harris-Biden disaster. It's no longer an administration, because what they've done to our country with this
In a quarter mile, turn
is
right.
inexcusable. I guess some egghead maybe said, oh, it's wonderful to release people, and it sounds so nice. We're releasing migrants into our
What's
country.
that in the middle of the road?
But these are killers. These are people at the highest level of killing that cut your throat, and they won't think
pay
about
attention
it
to
the
the
next
road.
morning. They won't even think about it. And these people are all over the place, and they're killing people. I could go through the stories, and I won't. But all over, sometimes they do. They come up, they grab young girls, and they slice them up right in front of their parents. Nobody who's allowed to do this, and nobody who's allowed this to happen to our country is fit to be the president of the United States. I mean that too. I mean it. Anybody that's stupid. I've been saying this now for almost 4 years, because we built hundreds of miles of border wall. We had the best record at the
Let me see
border
if I can
of
hear
any
anything.
president of anybody, at least in recorded history.
Your message
Tom
from
Homan
South
would get
Refuge.
up, Brandon
I am
Judd
right
gets
there.
up. They all get up and they say there's never been a president like Trump. But Tom Homan said it today. He said in his lifetime, we had the best border that we've ever had under Trump. And now we have the worst border that any country has ever had. But it's bad timing for Kamala. And nobody knows her as Harris. Do you ever use the name Harris? Say Harris. Nobody knows who the hell I'm talking about when I say Harris. It's true. You say Harris, they don't know who the hell. This is bad timing for Kamala to show up today at the border. She didn't go there for 4 years. Now today she shows up, and these numbers got released. Somebody doesn't like her, I think. And the fake news. So I don't know, maybe she's already gone. I doubt it, but she's went to the border today. She wants to see if she could salvage, make up some lies, like she said about the border bill that Trump stopped. Let me tell you, number one, I didn't stop it. The senator stopped it. But that's the worst bill ever drawn. It's a waste of paper. And she doesn't need a bill. All she has to do is fly back to Washington and get this president that we have. If he's still president, I don't even know who the hell is president. Is he president? This is not exactly President Xi. He runs his country a little differently, although they do go after their political opponents pretty violently. I will say that. But they don't go after the murderers, the drug dealers. Get this guy to sign a little dot. You sign right over the little dots. And you sign your name, Joe Biden. And you say on it to Border Patrol, close the border. And they close the border. That's what I do. Our border is open. Our border is open. Nobody can believe it. And I've been saying that the people coming in, I know these leaders so street smart, and I would have been worse than them, because actually Venezuela still has some people in their jails. I would have had everybody out into the United States. They probably ran out of buses and planes. But the rest of them are coming, don't worry about it. But all over the world, not just in South America, all over the world, they're coming from the Congo and Africa. A lot of people coming from the Congo and Africa. And these are serious criminals coming out of jails, mostly from jails. A lot of gang members.
This one got Donald Trump talking. Economics.
Caracas, Venezuela.
Economics 101.
Criminals have all been brought to the United States. Their crime rate is down in Caracas. In fact, I suggest if I lose, I'll tell you what's possible, because they cheat. That's the only way we're going to lose, because they cheat. They cheat like hell. If we lose, The next time we're going to have the same group of people in Caracas, Venezuela, because it's much safer than any place in our country if she wins. Much safer. So let's go to Caracas. It was a very unsafe place. Now because in Venezuela, their crime is down 72% because they've taken their criminals.
If he wins, we lose.
Drug dealers, and they brought them into the United States.
This man has
of America,
dementia.
and they're also releasing almost all of their prisoners. Soon the almost will be gone. Their prisons will be empty. Their mental institutions and insane asylums will be empty. They're dumping them in our country, and I never had proof. And those fake news reporters back there, they never...
Thank you for hitting the like button.
What would he know about that? What would he know? You know why? It's common sense. We're the party of common sense, by the way, just so you know. So these numbers just came out. Nobody's
It's very important to hear what they say. We're getting close. We got. I might as well say. We might as well say a month.
Did something. They just said the country's going.
We got a month.
We can't have a country like that. We have. Think of it. Murderers, convicted murderers, in prison for life. Many get the electric chair, or they get whatever their form of death penalty. These are convicted people for life.
He's a 34-time felon
country, and I can
and the biggest
look
liar.
at them and see. They say, "I told you so" to the fake news. These are hard, tough, vicious criminals that are free to roam in our country. And now, for the first time, I can say it. And
it seems like to me that they all say the same thing over and over.
Open borders, but they're dumping everybody in here. I knew it before.
They say the same things over and over.
Worse than I have thought. They should have been released far earlier so that we could have done something about it. I wish we had them 3 years ago, but we didn't. And now we have a problem, and you can't have her as your president. She doesn't know what the hell she's doing.
He's in your city right now.
She should resign and disgrace for what she's done to our country, not run for president. She was the border czar. She was the border czar. She was a... I don't even care about him. What the hell? No, you put her in charge.
Yeah, he's out there. He's trying to sell.
She wasn't the border czar.
He's trying to sell y'all his economic plan.
4 years ago, Kamala Harris,
he says,
secure border in
no,
and his border czar,
no taxes on overtime hours.
Immigration into our country every single year, and many of these people were
you protesting out there right now?
Criminals and murderers.
He says no, talking about he ain't gonna tax nobody on overtime work. You get overtime, you get to keep that overtime money, no taxes. That's what he said.
Homan. Anybody know Tom Homan? Tom Homan, I say, is central casting for doing what he does better than anybody. Brandon Judd.
Yeah, but we gotta pay attention to what's going on, man. We got a month left.
People, these border patrol guys.
We gotta pay attention to these people.
They want to do their job. They could sit back and let it happen. They go crazy. They see what's happening to our country. They're not allowed to do the job. But as Tom Homan just said,
absolutely.
I've worked with 6 presidents. I know all about police work, and I know all about policies work. I know what policies don't work. President Trump was a game changer, and we saved thousands of lives by securing the southern border.
Kamala Harris 2025.
Harris took the most secure border in my lifetime. This is from Tom Homan. And unsecured it on purpose. So he unsecured the border. They did. I don't know why. They want the votes. They're dumb, or they want to destroy the country. That can be the only 3 things. They're dumb. They want to...
you're welcome. Thank you for joining the show.
Or they want the votes. You know, they're trying to sign these people up to vote. That's the all-time insult. They are working full-time to sign these people, many of them murderers, to vote. so they can cheat on the election, because that's what they do. And they vote against bills. Any bill that wants to secure the vote, the Democrats in Congress fight like hell so they can't get passed. Who would want a bill that says bad things happen with the vote? You want to secure your vote, whether you're a Democrat. Interesting, a lot of Democrats, not the politicians, want to have that. And they don't want to have sanctuary cities, by the way. They don't want it. Only the politicians want it for certain reasons. President Trump. We have no choice. Our country is in trouble. Like, it's a mess. It's a mess, including the inflation that was caused by them by energy and by their spending. But the inflation caused by them by energy. Remember when energy went way down, the production after by the way, I got more votes than any sitting president in history. I was told if I got the same number of votes as the first time, 63 million, you can't lose, sir. We got many millions of votes more than that. Nobody's ever got
waiting on Trump playing. You know he got a rant for a little bit.
It's the only thing they're good at. They're good at cheating in elections. They're good at nothing else, believe me. They're certainly not good at nothing else. 14 million votes and he won the primaries, and then they came to him, Nancy Pelosi, crazy Nancy. She came to him, she's nuts. By the way, did you see yesterday, 2 days ago? So I'm not much into this stuff, but Visa crashed because the government went after. The government filed a big suit against Visa. Nancy and her husband sold their stock the day before it was announced.
Oh, man.
Nancy Pelosi. Why don't we get some AG somewhere like in a Republican territory? And why don't we get them to do a little investigation? Sold the Visa stock. Are you listening? They're probably turning off the cameras now. They don't want to record. The day before, the government announced a major investigation, the biggest there is, can't get worse, into Visa. They sold it the day before. It's amazing, isn't it, huh? I'm proud to say I think I'm the only politician that's lost. I've lost billions on it. I don't give a damn. I knew I'd lose a lot. I didn't know I was going to lose that much. I wanted to lose. I could have made a fortune. I could have been like Hunter, sell paintings for 500. I would have gotten much more. Say, you got to give me $5 million for that painting. I haven't painted before, but I have a lot of natural talent. I'm proud to say that, I mean, I'm not the only one, but I guess I figured I'd lose a lot, but I didn't know I was going to lose that much, but it doesn't matter to me because this is much bigger. This is a much bigger calling. I don't give a damn. I don't. Before going further, I want to send our love and support to all of the people in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Alabama, and all of the other states who have been really hit hard by that very large hurricane. That was that big one, a very large hurricane this week. We're with you all the way, and if we were there, we'd be helping you.
Yeah, if anybody watching, if you're from Florida, praying for you, man.
From now, we're
keep your head up.
To win Michigan.
Bad hurricane hit Florida.
Kamala Harris.
If you from Florida, anybody you know from Florida, we're praying for y'all.
And quite simply, we are going to make America great again. So I didn't want to go off on a tangent, but I did want to bring up a little thing called crime.
All right, let's talk about the meat and potatoes now.
Today to talk about bringing jobs and manufacturing.
All right, here we go, y'all. What we've been waiting on.
The great state of Michigan, and really to our country, our whole country.
This is my reaction video.
Just met him, a great gentleman. He came here. He said because of me in 2017 from the Netherlands. Great guy, great successful businessman. Bodewine, Hausa, Thank you very much. He's a big guy, too, and his beautiful wife. Stand up, please. Please stand up.
This is my reaction video. Donald Trump finna lay out his economic plan for America. Listen up.
Yes, they're all sad. They better say yes. They won't be here tomorrow. Nah, it's great. He's done a great job. He actually said he came here because of me. He came to the country because of me, opened this, and it was very successful. And I imagine still is, but he said it's a big difference now between the first days during the Trump administration for 4 years, 3 years that you were open during the Trump administration. Now he says the interest rates are way up and inflation has been very devastating, which it is for everybody, but we'll make it even more successful than the first 3 or 4 years you had, okay? Of course. And for generations, this state was the beating heart of American industry, and you gave the world General Motors, Ford, Chrysler, Dow Chemical, General Dynamics, and other giants of American industry and might, and then you see what's happened to so many of them because of stupid politicians largely, and stupid people that ran the companies into the ground. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. It doesn't take much. It only takes one bad executive at the top. But then foolish and corrupt politicians forced Michigan workers to watch as the jobs in the factories were leached from Grand Rapids and Detroit and Lansing and Flint and sent to foreign lands way far away, not only China in particular, but all over. But with your vote, we're going to reclaim America's manufacturing power. And basically, we're going to do what they do. We have to get the senators to agree. I think we have no problem with that, right? We're going to get the senators to allow us to do it. We're actually allowed to do it as president. We want to make it permanent. We're going to bring jobs, wealth, and pride back to Grand Rapids, back to Detroit, back to Milwaukee, and all throughout the Midwest. We're going to bring it back. And to our incredible auto workers here in Michigan, I'm pinpointing you for greatness. I'm pinpointing you because the industry has been decimated. And right now, as we speak, they're building big plants. They wouldn't do it when I was president. They're building big, giant auto plants in Mexico, owned and financed by China. And they think they're going to come out and they're going to build cars and they're going to sell them into our country and they're going to destroy Michigan and all these other places. Not going to happen because we'll put 100 to 200% tariff on every car coming across the Mexican border. And we'll tell them and we're going to be strong, the only way they'll get rid of that tariff is if you build the plant in the United States, not if you build it in Mexico. Which is what China and others do. If Elon wants to sell a car, by the way, Elon Musk gave his total endorsement. He gave me the greatest, beautiful, most beautiful. He said, we're not going to have a country left if Trump doesn't. And you know what I'm going to let Elon do? Unless you people disagree, I'm going to get Elon, and he's great at this. He's going to be our cost cutter.
Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for subscribing to the channel.
He wants to do it so badly. I don't think I can get him full time because he's a little bit busy sending rockets up and all the things he does. But he's so much into that. He said the waste in this country is crazy, and we're going to get Elon Musk to be our cost cutter. He's going to do it for zero. He doesn't want anything, but he wants to see this country be great, and he'll do it. And having his endorsement is a great endorsement. We have some really great endorsements, I will tell you that, but we'll get him involved, and mostly on that side of it, and it's going to be incredible what he'll be able to do without hurting anybody. Just waste. It's waste, fraud, and abuse. Do you ever hear the expression waste?
He's saying
fraud, and abuse. You get rid of that.
He said Elon Musk going to be part of the team, man. He's going to be a part of the administration.
That's really strong.
That's what he just said.
Elected, you will have no auto industry. Your industry is being taken from you like candy from a baby. I see it happening with the all-electric, and I'll tell you, electric cars are wonderful, but not for everybody. I will end the mandate on day one for all electric cars. it's a great place, and they have a place. Like Tesla and others, they're fantastic, but they have a place, but not for everybody. They don't go far, they cost more. And they're made in China mostly because that's where they have the materials. We have something that's even better. We have a thing called liquid gold under our feet, and we're going to use our liquid gold in the form of gasoline for our cars. Oil and gas. We have liquid gold. We have more liquid gold than any country anywhere in the world. We have more liquid gold, not even close. We have more than Russia. We have more than Saudi Arabia. We have more than anybody. You know, I approved something, Anwar. I got it done. Ronald Reagan couldn't get it done. I love Ronald Reagan, but he couldn't get it done. He tried so hard. It's in Alaska. It's one of the biggest finds maybe ever, maybe as big as Saudi Arabia. Nobody really knows, but it's in that category. One of the biggest in the world. I got it done. I worked my ass off and I got it done. And Biden came in. He didn't know what the hell he was signing anyway. And he terminated it. Can you believe this? This would have taken care of all of Asia, would have brought money in. We could have paid down our debt. We could have been unbelievable. We would have reduced. I gave you the biggest tax cuts in history. I would have given you a bigger tax cut. And we still will. Biden rejected it. They ended it in his first day in office, but we'll get it done quickly. It was already passed by Congress. They didn't do that. They just ended it. And the people of Alaska aren't happy, but that's a national thing. And when you get into those numbers, that's national. Would have been so great for our country, but we'll get it done very quickly. Under my plan, American workers will no longer be worried about losing your jobs to foreign nations. Foreign nations will be worried about losing their jobs to America because we're going to take a lot of those companies back. A lot of new companies coming in. I want German car companies to be American car companies. I want them to build their cars in this country, not in Germany. I want Asian electronics companies to become Michigan electronics companies. And I want every manufacturer that has left us to be filled with regret. And you're going to become racing back after we do what we're doing. And here is the deal. That I'll be offering every major company and manufacturer all over the earth, and they're going to all come in because we're the pot of gold, but we're not going to be the pot of gold forever if we don't be careful. We're not going to be, it's going to end, and we're not going to let it end. We will give you the lowest taxes, the lowest energy costs, because we have the energy, the lowest regulatory burden. I cut regulations more than any other president in the history of our country. And we'll give you free access to the biggest and best market on the planet. That's us. But only if you make your product here in America and hire American workers. If you don't make your product here, then you will have to pay a tax or tariff when you send your product into the United States. And we will take in hundreds of billions of dollars into our treasury and use that money to benefit the American citizens. So with China as an example, I took in hundreds of billions of dollars in taxes and tariffs. No other president took in 10 cents. In fact, they left it on because they can't get it off because it's taken in so much money that the Biden people, I'm sure he doesn't know about it too much, but the Biden people said we can't get rid of these tariffs. They're making too much money. But what they're also doing, maybe more importantly, their cars aren't coming in, and they're not destroying Detroit and South Carolina, North Carolina, and Georgia, and all the other places that are involved with making autos and parts. They're not coming in, and we made a fortune on it. And now all we're doing is take interest in it. We were ready to do that. And then we had a little strange election result. I'm not going to let that happen again. In my first term, I ended NAFTA, the worst trade deal ever made, and replaced it with the USMCA, the best trade deal ever made. I withdrew from the job-killing Trans-Pacific Partnership. By the way, if that deal would have been approved, it was negotiated by Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him, Barack Hussein? Remember Rush Limbaugh? Rush. We love Rush. He used to go, Barack Hussein Obama. Mr. Wall, would you please stand up? Look at this guy. I got to get his. He's a successful guy. He's been to 293 rallies. This isn't a rally. This is a workers' meeting talking about bringing our jobs back into the country, which will go so fast. But he's been great. Have I done a good job? Yes? You better say yes. That's it. Thank you very much. Great guy. I renegotiated Barack Obama's Korea trade deal, which was a disaster, to restore the protective tariff on foreign pickup trucks. You know, the pickup trucks is where the car companies make most of their money, because we put on a tariff and we kept the tariff, and therefore they can't compete with us in our country. And we actually make pickup trucks in this country. If that would have gone, called the chicken wire tax, if that would have gone out, you would not have any trucks being made in this country. I stood up to China like never before, placing a 27.5% tariff on all Chinese automobiles, saving the U.S. auto industry from total obliteration. The cars don't come in because they can't compete. And for furniture makers in North Carolina and other places, and in particular right now, a place called Grand Rapids.
Thank you for hitting that like button.
Grand Rapids, because I came to Grand Rapids, I made a speech, I went home, and we ended up winning the election in 2016. But I put a 22% tariff on Chinese furniture. They were destroying North Carolina. They were destroying your furniture areas where you have a lot. Just absolutely destroying. And you make better furniture, by the way. I've bought a lot of furniture. I'd go down to, with hotels, as I built hotels, I'd buy furniture. I'd go do it myself. People don't believe it. Well, you really buying furniture? Yeah, I'm buying furniture, a lot of it. But I'd go, and it was like North Carolina was the furniture capital of the world. And then it was decimated by China because politicians allowed that to happen. It should have never been allowed to happen. We're going to bring all those companies back, and then we're putting a tariff on China. We're selling their furniture here so that these people can make their furniture. They're better than anyone else. I bought some of that Chinese furniture, and people would sit down in a chair, and the chair would break, and they'd end up on their ass, and then they'd sue me. I never had that with North Carolina. I never had it with Grand Rapids. No, it's true.
That stuff is kind of weak. That furniture they be having. It don't last long at all.
The finest hotel in the world.
It's cheap,
end up getting a little
but
damaged.
it don't last long.
They sit down to dinner at the beautiful dining table, and they end up getting damaged. Sir, you have a problem. The chairs break. That's a big problem. The centerpiece of my plan for
You get what you pay for, you know what I'm saying?
Would be a 15% made in America tax rate. So, pretty simple. So listen to how simple it is and how good it will be. It'll totally turn our country around, and we'll be a profit-making machine instead of a disaster like we are right now with 36 trillion in debt. So I brought the business tax rate from 39% or higher down to 21%. So I had it was 39, but it was actually 50 and over 50 if you include state and city taxes in some places, like hopefully New York is going to be able to reduce their taxes, but it was very high. So I brought it down from 39% down to 21%, all the way down to 21%. People said there's no way. I got it approved by Congress. Can you believe that? Now they're trying to, Democrats want to raise it, and they don't know. It's hard to say would you please vote for me to raise the tax? They're going to raise it up to 39 or 40% or maybe even 50%. You better not let these people get in office. They're going to destroy what we built. And we did more business and created more jobs than ever before in history with a 21% rate as opposed to a 39% rate. We took in more money, much more money at the lower rate than we did because We had jobs like never before. We had business like never before. Maybe you came here because of that. That might be the reason, come to think of it. Thank you. You told me
And
that.
you're on the move.
2017, yeah, you probably came because of the tax and the 1-year depreciation. And you buy something and you can depreciate. Oh, you are a smart one. You're a smart one. Come to think of it, I would imagine that's why. And we're doing that again, the 1-year depreciate. You buy equipment and you're allowed to write it off first year. But what it does is create tremendous jobs. But now I'm doing a step further. I'm going to bring down the 21% to 15%. But
whoa!
And we will be the most competitive in the world. Don't forget, the world, like a gentleman like this can take his company and go to the Netherlands and go to a lot of other places. They all want your business. So if you start charging them too much, you're going to leave. They're going to say, that's a nice plan, bye-bye.
Trump said he's taking
they're great business people, and they're going to go
the 21%.
15% will be
taxes
as low
on
as there is in the world.
And yet, the companies ain't going to lower it down to 15%.
If you manufacture your product right here in the USA, you get the 15% rate. So how cool is
15% rate.
Michigan will
from
be
21 that is it right now down to 15.
Than it ever was. You have to manufacture the product. Otherwise, you stay at 21%, which is okay too. But if you manufacture your product here, you drop all the way down to 15%, making it just about as compelling as there is in the world. Some are a little bit lower, but it's not this country. But it'll be among the most competitive in the world. Then I'm imposing tariffs on your competition from foreign countries, which would come in and take your businesses as soon as you built them. And we're going to put tariffs on, so now you won't be able to worry about having somebody come in and steal your plant and steal your business and close your place and lose your workers, and the workers are out of jobs. All your car factories are going to be coming back. You'll have more jobs than you've ever had in this state. Your car industry will be as big relatively as it was 60 years ago when you were like dominant. It's not dominant anymore. This is why people in countries are all after Trump. This is why. You know, the only one that has shots fired at them, that throbbing feeling, right? The only one are consequential presidents. When I do these things, I've got a lot of enemies out there. I've got a lot of enemies. You know, Germany liked, as an example, Barack Hussein Obama better than me, even though the people actually like me much better. Because you know what? He didn't charge him anything. He let him rip off our country. All presidents let our country be ripped off, and that's why we're in the mess that we're in. But that's why I have to put it mildly, in particular, Iran. You know, don't forget, with Iran, they were the sponsor of terror like nobody else was the sponsor of terror. And they were broke under the Trump administration because I put all sorts of sanctions on. I put all sorts of countries couldn't buy their oil or they couldn't do business in the United States. And all I wanted was one thing, because I wasn't looking to hurt them. I know many Iranian people, they're great people, very smart people, but I didn't want them to have a nuclear weapon. They can't have a nuclear weapon. Very simple ask. You can do whatever you want. You're going to be strong. You're going to get big and beautiful. Can't have a nuclear weapon and destroy the world. Can't have it. You can't have a nuclear weapon. The power of nuclear is so monumental. You just can't let that happen. And it wasn't going to happen. And there was no Hezbollah that was getting money. They had no money. Hamas had no money. The terror groups, 28 different terror groups, had no money. Nobody had any money. And during the 4 years of the Trump administration, we had no terror. We had no wars against other countries, expensive, never-ending, stupid wars like we had under other presidents. I won't say which one. Including Republican presidents, right? Goes and blows out the Middle East, blows up the Middle East, comes back, you get nothing except death. You get death all over the place, death and hatred. Actually, they should like me more than anybody ever. But you had no wars under Trump except I defeated ISIS, which had already begun. I defeated ISIS, took 100% of the ISIS caliphate, 100%. I was told it was going to take 5 years. I did it in 4 weeks. We have the greatest military in the world, but you have to understand, you can't be so politically correct. But we did it in 4 weeks. ISIS was gone, 100% of the ISIS caliphate, and some of you have had the story, but I don't have enough time to tell you the story because I have to be someplace else making the same damn speech in a little while. I'll tell you the story the next time. I promise. I'll tell you the story, Mike, the next time.
Yeah, we got around 30 days left, y'all. This stuff is about to get real heated.
This is
amped up.
Who's going to be one of the best senators, toughest senator, and great for you. And I hear your poll numbers are looking good. Will you say a quick hello so I don't have to go through this process in 15 minutes?
Yes, sir, Mr. President. Well, thank you, Mr. President, for being here. How about that?
Well, he didn't say much.
And I can tell you, I'm looking at his teleprompter. He's not even close to watching that teleprompter. Right? I want to tell you this, Mr. President. One thing we know here in Michigan.
He didn't say much about the no tax on your overtime hours. He didn't mention that at all. But he mentioned that the companies in America, if you manufacture your products in America, that he gonna drop those taxes from 21% to 15%. So he mostly did a lot of rambling. You know, he mostly did that. You know, the usual talk that he always say all the time. But the new thing he put on the table is a message to all business owners in America. If you do your manufacturing in America, he's going to drop the taxes from 15%, from 21% to 15%. So let's see if he's going to start back talking again. I think he's back. Appreciate you for joining the show. This is my reaction video. He's back.
Great job. You did a great job this morning on television. I appreciate it very much. Nice things.
He's back.
Everybody. Thank you very much. But if Kamala Harris gets in, every single manufacturing job in this state is going to Mexico or going to China. And Mexico is a very big threat, by the way. First of all, the tax queen, this Kamala, is demanding a 33% tax hike on all domestic production, way up. It's going to be much higher than that, by the way. Next, she wants the largest capital gains tax in the history of our country. And then she's promising a brand new wealth confiscation tax called unrealized capital gain. That means that if your company's doing great and your company's gotten really valuable, but you might be a little tight on cash and you have no intention of selling your company, you do an appraisal of what your company is worth and you have to pay a tax on it. So now you go to a bank and you borrow the money and your company goes out of business and that's the end of your company. Can you imagine that? Unrealized, in other words, you don't sell, your company got more valuable and you're putting more and more money into your company, and that's okay. There are a lot of people who have great wealth and they don't have cash. Those people are wiped out, and it'll cause a depression like in 1929. Other than that, I think it's quite a good idea. Crazy. This person, crazy. You know, her father is a Marxist professor of economics. That's what she is.
Whoa,
she's a Marxist.
What happened?
And we are not ready for a Marxist, and we will never be ready
Wow.
for a Marxist or a communist president, which is what she is.
It just jumped. Oh, what happened?
You know, we're leading.
What was that,
polls.
bro?
We're doing great, but you know, when you see we're leading by 2 points, 3 points, we should be leading by 50 points. We should be. How the hell? No, really, you would really say, why would anybody vote for her? She's destroying our country. What she
Man,
did
that sucker just popped up.
outside of the nuclear disaster that these people will get us into, World War III, what she did on the border with these millions of murderers and criminals coming into our country, what she did on the border is the worst thing I think I've ever heard. I've never heard of anything like it. Never made sense. You're trying to figure out, you know, in business, you always like to figure out your opponent.
I guess it's the end of the day rally. End of the day rally.
What are they doing? And you want to figure it out. Here, you can't figure it out. Like, why do they want open borders? Why do they want men playing in women's sports? Why does Kamala want to give transgender operations to convicted illegal migrants coming in and staying in detention cells? She said, we will give them sex change operations. Now, somebody would look at me and say, that's crazy. I'm sure that that's not true. No, it's 100% true. She wants to give them, they're in a detention cell, and a man wants to transition into womanhood, and she is willing to do that and give very expensive operations, by the way, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But if you want that, she will give you a transgender operation. Are we crazy?
Wow.
Now, how about, and also, all of these people, she wants to defund the police. You know, she is one of the originals for defund the police. I say anybody that wants to defund the police is not qualified and shouldn't be allowed to even run for president of the United States. It's crazy.
Get that 121 touch on his video.
Harris also voted for a bill to impose a 100% ban on gas-powered
We get that 121 touch on his video.
200,000 U.S. auto jobs, including 40,000 auto jobs in Michigan. A death sentence for the Michigan economy.
121 on his video.
Day one, I will terminate Kamala's electric vehicle mandate.
Video's on the move.
And remember, the electric car has a great place, but not for everybody.
End of the day rally on the market, y'all. End of the day rally.
No state in America will be permitted to ban gasoline engines. You want gasoline, nice clean gasoline.
Got 7 minutes left.
We have the most. You know, we want to use something that China has that we don't. It's crazy, right? They have certain minerals. They have
7 minutes left. End of the day rally on the market.
We will have.
Let's go.
A lot of what we have is stopped.
Thank you for hitting that like button. End of the day rally.
But we don't have the environmental impact statements, but we'll make sure that that's going to go very quickly. We'll be able to do things that you never even thought. The only good thing about what happened with this 4-year disaster is that the people will understand when we fix our country. They'll be much more understanding than they would have been if we just went straight ahead and did it. Because this country has never been laughed at.
End of the day rally. Let's go.
It's never been laughed at like it is right now. If Kamala
It's looking
wins,
good for
you will
Money
take your
Monday.
cars, take your money, take
It's
your
looking
guns.
good
Who
for
wants
Money
to
Monday.
confiscate all guns?
Let's go. End of the day rally. Into the close.
15 policies that
Let's
she
get it.
changed. You know, she was totally in favor of taking everybody's confiscating your gun. She changed that where she looked at
End of the day
polls.
rally.
The polls weren't looking too good. But they always revert back. Remember.
End of the
She
day
wants to
rally.
take
Let's
your
go,
economic
market.
Opportunity, and she
Let's
will
go.
absolutely kill the American dream for your children.
End of the day rally. Let's go.
It used to be about the American dream. They don't talk about
Come on.
it. They talked about it 4 years ago like never before.
We got 5 minutes left.
Talk about it after November 5th.
We need 50 more
Talk
cents.
about the American dream. If I win, we will bring back the American dream bigger, better, and stronger.
Can we get the 122 close? Yeah, 122 close. Let's go.
So we're pleased to be joined with a few people. You just met Mike Rogers, and I wanted to have him up here separately because I will tell you, this guy is going to be a great senator. I picked him, even though he wasn't always particularly nice to me. He was paid a lot of money to say bad things about me, and that's okay. I fully understand it. But he's been great. And
Let's go.
he's got
122
great
close.
gravitas. And I think
Looking for that
he might even be
122
leading the poll
close.
by a little bit. He's tough as hell, and he's good, and he's got the whole deal going. And I had a lot of choices. I had choices of people that were lovely to me, so nice. But I wanted to pick somebody that could be number one, a great senator. Number two, could win.
That's
And
rallying
just
to the
wanna thank
close.
you. You've been really
To
working
end the day
hard,
off
and,
on a good note.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate Tudor Dixon very much also. Job you did. And I think we have somebody here that I really have known for a long time and liked, and he's got a lot of good ideas. He's got a lot of good ideas, especially when it comes to women's health and health generally. And
4 minutes left before the market
I'm gonna
close.
watch him a little bit of the environment, though, if you don't mind. Health? I don't think I'm gonna watch him much at all because he's really good. So is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. here? Where is he? Where is he?
Come
He's
on,
here
let's go bounce on up.
I know he's here somewhere. RFK Jr. And he's a big part of what we're doing. And he does have great ideas. And getting a Kennedy to endorse a Trump Republican, that was a big deal, right? He's a good man. He's a good man, and he's doing a real job, and he really does have some amazing views, to my way of, especially on health of people. Representatives John Molinar, where's John? He's around here. So hi, John. Good job you're doing. Very good. Simple job in Congress, isn't it, John? Great job. Bill Heisinger. Bill, thank you, Bill. Good job. Looking good. Thank you, Bill. Great job. Jack Bergman. Jack, thank you, Jack.
Well, I think we heard everything we needed to hear. Looks like the market, end of the day rally on the market. So that's pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say too much about, this to recap. He didn't say too much about, well, he didn't say anything about no tax on your overtime hours. He didn't bring that up at all, right? He mostly was talking about United States companies will get lower taxes if they do business in America. If they manufacture in America, he's gonna lower the taxes from 21 to 15%. So I guess that's pretty decent. That's pretty good for them, you know. So that's about it right there. He didn't say anything about no taxes on your tips, no taxes on your overtime hours. He didn't say anything about that. So with that being said, you know, like and subscribe to the channel. We do give away a lot of good information, a good game over here on this channel. That's the goal over here on this channel. And once we get to 1,500 subscribers, I will be doing a Cash App giveaway in subscriber only mode. So that was Donald Trump speaking. You know, that was him speaking. The market is rallying. At the end of the day, the market is rallying. So with that being said, as I always say, Wall Street is the new block. Wall Street is the new block. Find something you love, like, and you trust, and master it to the best of your ability, right? Find something that you love and master it. Master your craft. So with that being said, you need to earn, spend less, and invest. This the Stock Sniper. I'm out.